Okay.
And if it's like bad programming, you don't want to listen to that shit, man.
Well, it casts spells on you, man.
Definitely.
In what way?
That's why it's called spelling.
Yeah,
What
spelling.
do you mean?
Auto-suggestion, just feeding ideas and concepts and thoughts into your subconscious. And if you repeat something long enough, even if you're listening to it, like if you listen to something enough, it's going to influence eventually how you think, which is going to affect how you speak. And then
the
your
words you
speech is
use.
going to, and the words that you use, which is going to affect your behavior.
So do you think that's what
You know
people
what I mean?
mean when they talk about magic? Is that like a real form of magic?
Yes.
Like a
that is real
language
magic.
is
demystified?
magic.
Yeah, that's like what
It's
that's like
still
you were
mystical
saying. It's
to
like
me.
what we were saying earlier when we were talking about how language produces the way you experience in reality, like Chinese people versus Spanish and English or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. So it's like language literally creates it's like a linguistic hallucination in a way. So if you could, and that's why indoctrination, like when you're born into a country with this and you're fed your narrative, and the people in power can really dictate your self-image, and that's why America works the way it does, and why capitalism works. It's one kind of giant big spell, if you think about it, because you're raised with certain insecurities, and then these corporations and these government people will sort of prey on those insecurities that they fed you as a way to extract power, as a way to extract money out of you. It's like, here's a photoshopped picture of, some unrealistic photoshopped image of a man and a woman. And then you have an entire population of people trying to live up to that standard. That's like a pretty dark spell.
It is.
Yeah.
The best part about it is nobody believes it's a spell. Those are the best kind.
Yeah, you just take
It's
on the
genius.
You just take the identity.
Evil,
on.
but it's genius, man.
It is, dude.
Sometimes
people
I think of these
argue
people
to
on
the-
these levels. I'm like, wow, man, to think of this shit and come up with these
No,
systems.
but what gets me is how everyone polices the system themselves, and we all keep each other in it. Because then you shame someone for not believing it.
That's
and you
the
try to
genius of it.
force- Exactly.
It's self-regulating.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fuck, that's deep, dude. That's scary. Damn,
That's
dude.
our system. That's
That's
why I
so
feel
scary.
so good being away from humans most of the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think
Everybody's trying
it's
to push
intentional?
their version of reality onto you.
Is
And they're
it?
so it's when people are so confident about it. That's what kind of annoys me. Is when you can when people are so sure, the thing that they're saying, this is fact, no matter what, and then they become super dogmatic about it. Especially,
That's when
it's
they
just
stop
ironic.
learning, though. That's the worst
Yeah,
place
yeah.
to be in, because you're saying, I'm so sure
Definitely.
there's nothing left to learn, and that's the moment when regression starts to kick in hard.
Do you think
Exactly.
the Alex Jones perspective of they're doing black magic? Do you think they are intentionally doing these kind of things, the spells that we're talking about? Do you think the elite are completely aware of this and they know how to deliver it?
You mean in music and all that shit? Of course.
In music, in everything,
Oh, yeah.
in the way that they've structured society, and the way that we've got our identities.
Of course.
You think it's 100% intentional?
Yeah.
How
I'm 99.9999% sure.
how
at least.
dark do you think it goes though? How do you think they're
I
talking?
think way worse than what we could imagine. I think because hell is a bottomless pit, just like heaven can go. Everything's limitless. You can go either way. So no matter the worst shit that you can possibly think of in your imagination, it can get worse than that.
And you think
even
they're
worse than
doing that? You think the
But
Queen?
on the positive end, it's things can always get better as well. So depends where you put your attention to.
You think the Queen and people are doing stuff like crazy?
I don't know
fucking-
who. I have no idea. I don't have that. I haven't researched enough. I don't know enough. But I definitely
Okay,
think
what
that
about
there's some
something
kind
like
of agenda.
Bohemian
Let's have a
Grove?
coin here because we have the Queen on our money.
What about
That's great.
something like Bohemian Grove? Do you know what that is, Adam? You've never heard of Bohemian Grove before?
No.
Do you know what it is?
What is it? No, I've heard of it, but I don't.
Bohemian Grove is that place that Alex Jones snuck into 20 years ago with the giant owl statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you heard that, Adam? Okay, so about an hour and a half outside of San Francisco in California, there's this little creepy town called Monte Rio, and it's thick in the redwoods. It's like something out of the Twilight Zone. I went there once, and in this there's a campground in the woods, and in this campground you have big CEOs, powerful people in Wall Street, and
Intense?
no,
They're just
no,
chilling there?
no, not intense. It's like a campground built with cabins and stuff. It's it's an elite campground. So they all go there for 2 weeks, and all these rich people get drunk, and they all talk politics and
Get drunk off what?
Who knows? Fucking ergot.
Baby blood.
Yeah, baby blood and ergot. But they do this crazy ritual that is called the cremation of care, where they dress up as druids and talk to this spirit in the forest while worshiping a giant owl statue. And
how do you know they do this?
Oh, they talk. It's 100% documented. You have like John Kerry, George Bush. You have all these guys openly talking about it. Bill Clinton talks about it, and they talk about the rituals. Alex Jones went in there and filmed the actual ritual.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a crazy fucking, like, you wouldn't believe it if
That's crazy.
You wouldn't believe it if they didn't talk about it. Like there's a clip on YouTube of someone like yelling at Bill Clinton, like Bill Clinton, like interrupting his speech, like, what about Bohemian Grove? And Bill Clinton goes, Bohemian Grove, what, were those rich Republicans stand naked in the redwood trees? So it's like, why are these rich politicians hanging out naked in the forest?
Sorry, so what do they do? Keep going.
They do these crazy, like, very eccentric occult rituals where they're like wearing shrouds and stuff. Like what you think of the Illuminati. When you think of the Illuminati and their shrouds doing weird shit, they do that.
Why?
So the movie's all right.
I don't know why. That's what I mean. Why? Is it because they're doing some crazy dark magic rituals?
Power? That could be a drug, I would imagine. Getting a bit of taste of that.
Definitely.
Because at a certain point, it's not money anymore, right? Because I'm sure some of these elites
you
have
think
everything.
Jeff Bezos or Trump or any of those guys give a fuck about money? It's all about just it's complete power.
Yeah.
If Trump had unlimited money, why did you want to become the president? Why would you ever take on that if you, because you have a power hungry? It's demonic shit, man. Why would you ever want that?
Why are you so sure in your stance of like you refer to Trump in like a negative way? How do you know for sure? Like, how do you know these things?
How do I know that he craves power?
Well, no, you seem to like have like a negative connotation. Like, how do you know this ritual you're talking about isn't a positive thing? Why is all this so dark?
Well, because they're doing a mock human sacrifice while they're doing it.
Okay.
Like they have a human that's like floating down the river, and they catch it on fire in front of this owl.
How do you know it's mock? How do you know it's not real?
Well, it's Alex Jones, and some people say it is real, but the people that are there say it's not real, obviously.
So how is that evil when you look at, like, I was watching that Vikings show. That's probably the last show I watched.
Yeah.
In Vikings, it was like an honor for them to sacrifice to the gods.
Yeah, and same with
that was like
with the Aztecs.
They wanted to. So how come like we're saying that what if this whole ceremony they're doing is actually a beautiful thing? How do you know?
Well, it depends on if they're sacrificing themselves or if they're kidnapping people to be sacrificed. I think that would determine whether or not. I mean, if the person that's sacrificing themselves feels like it's an honorable thing to do, then I mean, fuck, man, who am I to say?
I guess you'd have to meet one of these people who go to these meetings and feel their vibe.
And also,
though, you can smell evil out. Apparently, according to Alex Jones.
Do you want the leaders of your presidents? Do you want your presidents doing shit like that? I mean, is that not?
Doesn't matter what you want.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the whole point. Is that you choose, you come together as a collective to choose your leader. I don't think as a collective we want leaders fucking.
Actually, though, do you actually come together and choose a leader?
Well, we at least on the surface have the illusion of it.
Oh, illusions are good.
Well, that's all we got in life is illusions, baby. One illusion to the next.
You guys ever have any premonition dreams that come true?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that comes to mind is I had a dream that I got busted smoking weed from my mum.
Yeah, but
and then I got busted the next day.
Oh shit.
And I haven't got busted in a very, very long time. I'm not saying that was a premonition.
Would your mum be bad still?
Oh, now? No, not now. I mean, like when I was in high school.
You get grounded?
Like a kid. Yeah, dude, weed was the devil.
You're like, no, sorry, I can't.
She was anti weed. Like I got, oof.
Sorry, I can't do a podcast today. My mom caught me smoking weed.
Yeah.